Welcome, everyone, to Clinical Pen. Do take a moment to subscribe if you haven't already, and you can always find more at clinicalpen.com.
Great to be here.
So let's discuss something that I think crosses a lot of people's minds. Setting up your own gym space right at home.
hmm
The dream of just rolling out of bed, maybe, and getting a workout in without ever leaving the house. No travel, no waiting for machines.
Such an appealing idea, isn't it? Total convenience, your own schedule, your own space.
But then immediately you hit that thought, wow, that must cost a fortune.
Right. You picture all this fancy equipment.
Exactly. Big machines, piles of weights, needing a whole dedicated room. It feels very expensive, almost unattainable for most people.
It does. It feels like a huge financial hurdle. But the information we're looking at today really challenges that idea. It suggests building a functional home gym doesn't have to drain your bank account.
Yeah, what really jumps out is that it's not about copying a commercial gym. It's about being smart, strategic, focusing on value and what you actually need. Okay, so let's dive into that. Let's unpack these ideas and see how you can realistically set up an effective home workout space without spending a ton of money. It seems the core idea is planning and resourcefulness, not just throwing cash at it.
Precisely. The main message is that a budget-friendly, effective home gym is totally doable if you approach it the right way, using some of these principles.
So where do we start? Before even thinking about buying anything, what's the crucial first step?
Well, the absolute foundation before you spend a penny is figuring out why you're doing this. What are your fitness goals?
Okay, why is defining goals so critical right at the start?
Because your goals dictate everything else. I mean, they tell you what kind of equipment, if any, you truly need. If you just want better flexibility, you don't need a power rack, right?
Right, makes sense.
Knowing if you're aiming for, say, weight loss or muscle gain or just general wellness helps you avoid buying stuff you won't use. It focuses your budget.
So the goals act like a filter for your spending. Smart. Okay, goals defined. What's next?
Then you need to look at your space. And this is where a lot of people get discouraged, thinking they need a huge area.
Yeah, that's a common worry. I live in an apartment. I don't have a spare room.
But you probably don't need as much space as you think. You can use a corner of a room, part of a garage, maybe even just a section of your bedroom.
Really? Like how small are we talking?
Well, one example given is a space as small as maybe 4 by 6 feet. Think about the size of a yoga mat, maybe a bit bigger. That can be enough to start effectively with some basic items.
Wow, okay, 4 by 6 feet, that's tiny. That really changes the perspective.
It does. The key is to measure what you actually have available and then plan your layout and equipment around that reality. Think vertically, maybe, or choose things you can easily store away.
That's genuinely encouraging. So goals set, space measured. Now equipment, but keeping that budget focus. What are the absolute essential, low-cost, high-impact items to start with?
This is where you get strategic. Number one on the list, resistance
The
bands.
stretchy bands.
Yep. They are incredibly versatile, great for strength, for stretching, flexibility. They cost very little, take up almost no space, and you can get different levels of resistance. Huge bang for your buck.
Okay, resistance bands. Got it. What else is essential but budget-friendly?
Dumbbells or kettlebells. But you don't need a whole massive set. Start with a light to medium weight that works for you now.
All right.
And a really key tip here is to look at adjustable dumbbells.
Ah, the ones where you can add or remove weight plates.
Exactly. Instead of buying, say, 5 or 6 different pairs of dumbbells, one adjustable set gives you a range of weights, saves a lot of money, and crucially, a lot of space.
That's a brilliant hack. Space and cost saving in one? What about getting your heart rate up? Cardio without a big machine.
The absolute king of budget cardio. The jump rope.
Can't beat the classics.
Seriously, it's incredibly effective for cardio fitness, agility, coordination. It costs almost nothing and you can use it pretty much anywhere.
Okay, jump rope. Simple, effective. What else forms that basic kit?
A yoga mat. Essential. Not just for yoga, but for any floor work. Push-ups, planks, core exercises, stretching. It gives you cushioning, a bit of grip. Just makes things more comfortable and safer.
Makes sense. And anything else?
A stability ball, the big inflatable one.
What's the value there beyond core work?
Well, besides core and balance, it's surprisingly versatile. You can even use it as a sort of makeshift bench for some exercises if you don't have space or budget for a proper bench. Plus, the instability adds an extra challenge.
Okay, so bands, adjustable weights, jump rope, max, stability ball, that feels manageable. Not nearly as intimidating as a full rack of weights and machines.
Exactly. That's your core, high-value starter kit.
But we can take the budget thing even further, right? What about getting creative, maybe even DIY options?
Absolutely. This is about resourcefulness. You really don't need purpose-built equipment for everything. You can use what's already around you.
Like, what kind of household items can become gym gear?
For starters, simple things like water bottles. Fill them with water or sand. Boom, you've got light adjustable weights, perfect for beginners or certain exercises.
Love that. Free weights, literally.
Or step it up a bit. Make sandbags. Use old, sturdy bags filled with sand or pea gravel. Great for heavier lifting, carries, squats. Super versatile.
Okay, sandbags. That's getting more serious.
And if you're into explosive training and you're a bit handy, you could even build your own plyometric box for jumping.
Whoa, okay, building things. That's dedication.
It just shows the level of creativity you can apply. But maybe the easiest DIY is just using your furniture. Got a sturdy chair? Use it for tricep dips or step-ups. A couch. Good for incline push-ups.
So your living room can double as a gym. It's about seeing the potential in everyday objects.
Exactly. Think outside the box or, inside the house.
Okay, so we've got DIY options, but what if you do want to buy some specific equipment, even the essentials? How do you find good deals?
Great question. Number one tip, look for secondhand gear.
Used equipment, is it usually okay?
Often, yeah. Check local classifieds online, places like Facebook Marketplace. People frequently sell perfectly good equipment they're just not using anymore, often for way less than the new price.
Worth keeping an eye out then. Patience pays off.
Definitely. And for new stuff, be a smart shopper. Watch online retailers like Amazon or Decathlon, especially during sales. Check out sports outlet stores too. They often have clearance sections with discounts.
So be a bit of a bargain hunter.
Exactly. And don't forget the simplest option. Ask around. Friends. Family. Someone might have a dusty kettlebell or yoga mat they'd happily lend you or even give away.
The zero-cost option. Can't beat free. Okay, we've covered space, gear, finding deals, making your own stuff. What about guidance? Personal trainers cost money.
But you don't necessarily need one, especially starting out. There's a staggering amount of high-quality free fitness guidance available now.
Really? Where would you find that?
The internet is your friend here. Think YouTube fitness channels. There are tons of creators, Pamela Reif, Chloe Ting, Fitness Blender, just to name a few, offering literally thousands of free workout videos. All levels, all types of exercise.
Right, I've seen those popping up. They seem really popular.
Hugely popular because they work. And beyond videos, there are free fitness apps. Apps like Nike Training Club or Fiton give you structured plans, track progress, offer tips, plus podcasts, fitness blogs.
Oh.
You can get expert-level programming and motivation without spending anything on a trainer. It completely removes that cost barrier.
That's massive. So the knowledge is out there for free if you look for it. Okay, practical stuff covered. What about the feel of the space? How do you make it somewhere you actually want to spend time?
That's really important for sticking with it, isn't it? Your environment matters. And again, it doesn't have to be fancy. Simple things work.
Like what?
Put up a mirror, not for vanity, but to check your form. Super important for safety and effectiveness.
Good point. Safety first.
Maybe hang up a few motivational quotes that resonate with you. Keep the area clean, and tidy clutter is demotivating. A clean space feels ready for action.
Makes sense. A clear space, a clear mind, maybe.
Something like that. And maybe the easiest win. Music. Get a little Bluetooth speaker, put on playlists that pump you up. It can totally change the energy of your workout.
Oh yeah, music is key for me. So small touches to make it inviting, safe, and inspiring.
Exactly. Turn that functional corner into your own little fitness zone.
Okay, we've gone from the dream to goals, space, budget gear, DIY, deals, free guidance, and making it motivational. What's the final big message we should take away from all this?
I think the most crucial point is that you don't have to build the perfect, fully equipped gym on day one. It's not an all-or-nothing thing.
Right, it's a process.
Absolutely. The real power is in starting small. Get just the essentials you need right now. Focus on being consistent with that. Then, as you progress, as your goals change, maybe as your budget allows, you gradually add more.
Build it over time.
Yeah. You're in control. It grows with you. That makes it feel much less daunting, much more sustainable in the long run.
Start small, stay consistent, build gradually. I like that.
That's the core idea.
So wrapping up, it seems clear that building a really effective home gym without a huge budget is definitely possible. It takes some planning, some creativity, being resourceful, but the payoff in convenience, cost savings, and having a space tailored just for you seems immense.
Absolutely. And think about even just taking one or two of these ideas, like clearing a small space and getting resistance bands or starting to use free workout apps.
Yeah.
That could be the first step to totally changing how you approach fitness at home.
So here's something to think about as we finish. If effective workouts can start with just a jump rope and some water bottles, as we've discussed, what does that tell us about what's really essential for getting fit? Is the biggest barrier the lack of expensive equipment, or is it more about finding the consistency and the will to use the tools you already have or can easily get? Something to mull over.
Definitely something to consider.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening to Clinical Pen. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our discussions.
And visit clinicalpen.com for more content.
Yes, and if you found this helpful, please share it with someone else who might benefit and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts or your own budget home gym tips. Thanks for tuning in.